Larry, I like to drink, your Cabernet Sauvignons, your Merlots, your Pinot Noirs, Malbec. Not a fancy wine drinker. I really don't like French wines. I love good Chardonnay, love Cabernet Sauvignon. I'm Pinot Noir, but French wine, like Bordeaux, don't like the taste of that. Like, I love unoaked Chardonnays, but man, somebody gave me like whatever that grape is, Chablis, and I couldn't stand it. It was. But I love a good Chardonnay. What can I tell you? I'm simple. I love Sauvignon Blanc. I buy Sauvignon Blanc all the time from New Zealand, and I love it. But French wine scares the heck out of me. We need to make a correction here, and we're going to. Hi, I'm Larry Baker. I am a certified level 2 sommelier with the Quartermaster Sommeliers here in South Florida, and in the home apartment, coming home from work. I have at work every Thursday, the last Thursday of the month, a wine tasting, and tonight's theme was the wines of France. And I had a feeling we were going to get a low turnout tonight because people are scared of French. There's like Frenchophobia, and people are always scared of what they don't know, And I asked them to spell all the grapes that they told me they normally buy, the few people that showed up at the event, and they said that they love Cabernet Sauvignon, or one person even said they like Cabernet Franc, And I said, "Could you spell that Cabernet Franc?" And she said, the young woman said, Cabernet, right? And Franc. Now write that down. Cabernet, Franc. Okay, now pronounce that as if you're reading it in English. So you didn't know how to pronounce it. Read it in English. And she said, Cabernet Franc? Right, but it's Cabernet. Why are we pronouncing E-T? A? Why are we pronouncing that? Cabernet Sauvignon. Sauvignon Blanc. It's not Merlot, it's Merlot. Right? And I think we talked about in that previous video. So why are they so scared of French wine? Because we are speaking not Spanish, we're not speaking Swahili, we're not speaking Bernie Sanders, only the top 1%. All right, we got it. We did that last week. But no, we're speaking French words because these grapes are French grapes. And yet you love these grapes. And you thought Chablis, you hate it, you can't stand it, but you love unoaked Chardonnay, and that's what Chablis is. It's a village in Burgundy, France, that makes, unoaked Chardonnays. So you just didn't know it. And when you find out that, wow, there's nothing to be scared of France, you just got to know a little bit of education about it, what grapes grow where. But all those grapes, Malbec, Cabernet Sauvignon, Merlot, Cabernet Franc, Sauvignon Blanc, Chardonnay, Pinot Noir, even Pinot Noir, Pinot Noir, but it's Pinot Noir because it's a French grape, and you're scared of the French. I think you're just scared of not knowing what the heck grape is it, so that if you wanted a Pinot Noir, if you wanted a Cabernet Franc or a Cabernet Sauvignon, you wouldn't know where to find it, so you just go to the area where the section says it. But these are French grapes, so there's nothing to fear. You've had all these grapes, and you like all these grapes that you mentioned, and most of them, a good majority of them, started in France and are still made really well in France, so why would you be afraid of France? Because of lack of knowledge. So the most popular wine tonight was coming from an area in the Loire Valley of France, and this area is pronounced Bourgale, and there's also a couple of other areas in the region of Loire Valley. There's Saumur, Champigny, and there's also Chinon, 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 and all three of those regions in the Loire Valley grow the grape as the home of Cabernet Franc, 100% Cabernet Franc on the red side, and this is a Bourgale. I believe it's a producer. It's estate bottled, so it comes from the Cab des Vins de Bourgale, and it's Lou dit Beauregard. I've had this wine for a while. Lou dit Beauregard. Beauregard is a producer of 100% Cabernet Franc, and it comes from the area of Bourgale, and it's 100% of a grape that you already said that you like, Cabernet Franc. Not Frank, Cabernet Franc. Now, I love Cabernet Franc too. Sometimes it has a little bit bell pepper, the way, that's why these tastings are so good, and that's why I taste. because that's a perk benefit of the job. There wasn't that many people, so I have about half a bottle left over from the tasting, and been already opened, and nothing we can do with it except do some scientific study, as my supervisor Paul says all the time. It has to go for further study in there, and I poured this in the glass, and this was at $14.99. This was the most popular wine, and people were no longer afraid to go. I never normally liked Cabernet Franc. Well, probably with the one you had in America, it wasn't even 100% Cabernet Franc, and if it was from California, it was probably too much sugar in it, and that was probably more expensive. But $14.99, 100% Loire Valley, and it was rich. It's 14% alcohol, and I don't even know if there's any evidence of oak in this wine. It's a beautiful color, by the way. It's dark, it's purple. The nose is pretty on this 2018 vintage young, but $14.99, and I guess it's 2 years old. But it's pretty young vintage. Wow, it's just pretty. I mean, the color is pretty. It's a dark purple in color. Typical of the Cabernet Franc grape, very thick-skinned grape. Lots of violets, like flowers, on this wine. Usually you get bell pepper with Cabernet Franc, and there's no signs of bell pepper at all. I'm getting signs of oak, a little bit of oak. I don't think it's in barrique, but I'm getting some vanilla and some roasted coffee bean. That's got to come from the French oak, in my opinion. I don't think this is I'd be surprised. Sometimes they fool me that this was stainless steel, but I would bet if I looked this wine up that it was aged in some French oak for a while. Big barrels, big French barrels. Violets, lots of beautiful blueberry, like black raspberry, red fruits, red raspberry, black raspberries, those kind of berry fruits, red fruits, violets, coffee. Just a pretty nose. I could see why people really, they bought quite a few bottles of these, and the people that showed up, and I got to take the rest home. And on the palate, I remember seeing a lot more richer than I've had on Cabernet Franc. I just couldn't believe the price point, only $14.99. Wow, very good acidity. My mouth is flooding with saliva right now from the acidity of this wine. Real juicy, but rich, thick palate. For those of you who say I like a full body red, this I definitely would come under the medium plus body, full body wine. Nice grippy tannins at the end. A little spice. Cabernet Franc always gives you a little bit of black pepper spice. I'm getting definitely black pepper at the end. And a little grip on the tannin, but very well integrated tannin. It's young, and it's been aerating for about 2 hours now. I left it open before I put the cork on and topped it off. And this is, a Cabernet Franc. And now you know that in the Loire Valley, Cabernet Franc is the king in Loire Valley of red grapes. And in those three regions, or those three villages, Bourgale, that we're drinking from now, Bourgale, Chinon, and Saumur-Champigny is where you're going to find 100% Cabernet Franc from Loire Valley. And the bottles are making it easier for you Americans that are afraid of that stuff, because the back of the bottle, it's hard to see, but it says 100% Cabernet Franc. So if you just weren't so scared of the French section and you went there and looked, at the back of the bottles, the Sancerre say 100% Sauvignon Blanc, a lot of Chablis and Puy-Fissés are saying in Burgundy 100% Chardonnay, 100% Pinot Noir, because they know Americans are scared of French wines, and to get you to buy them, they're putting in the names of the grapes, so then you feel more comfortable. But every time you say, I love Cabernet Sauvignon, but I'm scared of French, it doesn't make sense, because what do you think the Cabernet Sauvignon? Go to Bordeaux, go to Left Bank Bordeaux, you got Cabernet Sauvignon. You like Merlot, go to Right Bank Bordeaux. You like Merlot or Cabernet in a little lighter style, go to the south of France and get some 100% Merlot from the Sud de France, or in the Languedoc or Roussillon area. Those grapes are there. You want Pinot Noir? get it from Burgundy, France. You know, it's 100% Pinot Noir. You like, if you like Sauvignon Blanc, like I said, get Puy-Fumé, Sancerre. Just got to know those regions, and now they help you because most of the label are telling you. So those grapes, there's nothing to be afraid. There's nothing like I'm going to throw out you from France, from Cahors, south of France. There's your Malbec instead of Argentine Malbec. One guest tonight said she bought a $44 bottle of Reserve Cahors. She said she told everybody. She was the spokesperson for the guest that came to the tasting and said, once that you taste a Cahors, a Malbec from Cahors, you will never be able, and I say that too, you'll never ever be able to drink a South American Malbec again. You just can't. Once you have that black wine of France from these old soil, from the originating place of the origin, I did another article about drinking wines from their origin, from 50 BC, over 2,000 years ago, is when that Malbec was invented. Argentinian now is making it for the American palate, all sugar. So why not buy French Malbec? When I worked in restaurants, I hardly carried any. I don't think I carried any, maybe one or two Argentinian, but mostly 90% French Malbecs, because that was the popular seller even in a South American restaurant. This is pretty for $14.99. I highly recommend this wine. Again, I'll hold it up. It is Loup dit Beauregard from Bourgogne and the appellation, and 100% Cabernet Franc, $14.99. I'm telling you, look for this wine. Find this wine. Send me a message on the blog, but this wine, that coffee nose and that coffee nose, Gregory Perucci always says that, coffee nose, and the beautiful violets and the big floral. If you want floral notes, always hold the wine away from you a couple inches when you swirl. So swirl, hold the glass, don't put the nose in. And that's when you pick up the floral notes. The violet. Put two in, you won't get the floral notes. Lots of violets, lots of black raspberry on the palate, more darker fruit, more almost dark cassis type flavors, and some plum too, some plum skins, and like I said, a little bittersweet. There's a little bittersweet dark chocolate. Let me taste that again. There's chocolate in the tannins on this wine. I really dig this. Glad I had some leftovers from the party. I can see why people bought this at the value. Gorgeous legs from the 14% alcohol. My mouth just smooth. Excuse me, I need my dentist to suck the saliva out. This acidity is perfect. This is a great wine. Great food wine. Great dinner wine, or even me, I'm just drinking it by itself right now. Remember, have any questions if you're scared of French wines or scared of any area, especially France, you shouldn't be scared of, because all the grapes you know are what you're going to find in France. The whites and the red, they're there. Even Pinot Gris. Pinot Grigio, Alsace, France. We go there. You want Riesling, we go to Alsace, France. You know, you want Chenin Blanc, you know, you want something semi-sweet, demi-sec, we can go to Vouvray in the Loire Valley. You know, you want Bordeaux, Merlots, Cabernet Sauvignon, blended, we'll go there. You know, pretty much every grape that you're comfortable with, and yet it boggles me that people are afraid of France. Don't be afraid. Write me the letter, I'll calm you down, follow this blog. And remember, just like I told the people at the wine tasting, we're talking $14.99 for an amazing bottle of wine, an amazing value. This 2018 is great, is that wine is not for snobs, right? It is for everyday people like you and me. Don't be afraid of the French wine. I'll see you next time. Au revoir and santé. Damn, that's good for $15.